Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Geek Studios podcast video discussion thing, whatever you want to call this. If you are one of our regular viewers or listeners, hi, you're the reason we're doing this. This is not one of our typical episodes. We're not really going to do a lot of talking about cars in this. Or talking about EVs or electrification or any of that jazz. This is going to be more of a inside baseball episode. We're going to kind of take a peek under the hood or the frunk. And see what the heck is going on behind the scenes. We're going to kind of talk about views. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about what our best videos were this year. We're going to talk about what we get income, like what we get revenue from. And at the end, we're going to kind of talk about what we're looking at for next year, what our thoughts are. And yeah, hopefully at least somebody finds this interesting. This isn't our normal thing, but I thought it'd be cool. We have a full year of data now. We've been fully monetized for at least a whole year. We got 12 months to look back at, and we've seen some decent growth over the year. So I thought it'd be cool just to kind of deep dive into this. I thought this might be handy for other small creators that we're friends with to also see, they can compare numbers to us. Maybe we'll be in the comments and kind of have good discussion. We'll see. But without further ado, let's plug in and get started.
All right, so before I let Sebastian kind of get into the nitty gritty with the data, because he's a data nerd, for those of you who are new to the channel, kind of just want to give you a little history of this channel, because some of you may have started watching 2 or 3 months ago. Some of you may have been here from the beginning. So
some of you may have never been here before.
Some of you just may have popped in right now and seeing this and wondering, like, what the hell are these guys talking about? So yeah, so the EV Geek podcast, as it was called back then, the channel, it started, I believe it started in 2022. So basically it was just me in front of a computer. I really wasn't doing any video at the time. It was very audio, and basically just me talking about EVs, my personal EV ownership. I just a couple months before that bought a Tesla Model 3. So I was working on that for a while. It was kind of during COVID and really didn't have much else to do. So tried it for a little while, and doing a podcast on your own, for all you lonely solo podcast people out there, I major props to you, because doing it on your own is not fun. Looking at a screen and talking to yourself is not fun. So then kind of took a break. I think I knew Sebastian at this time, but didn't really know Sebastian at this time. But and then I took a break for a while. I got a new position with my full-time job. That kept me busy for 2 years. So kind of really revved this back up when I've learned more about EVs and EV ownership. Probably, and Sebastian, correct me, it was around April of 2024, correct?
Yeah, timeline checks out.
April 24th. Sebastian was one of my first people on. We actually, it was no video, it was audio, and it was just talking about his Chevy Bolt. And at that time, I think it was one of our best videos. It got 200 views. I was very impressed with that. So, from that point on, brought Sebastian on, and the channel was kind of evolved. So if you don't watch us regularly, we do about 150 videos a year. I mean, that's a lot of content. So we may miss one here and there for the holidays or something like that, but roughly 3 episodes a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And we'll talk at the end, stick around, how that may change. But basically, if you join us on our Monday episode, that usually has something to do with EV related, a car review, maybe a test that we're doing, a charging test or something. That's usually our Monday episodes. If you join us on Wednesdays, that's usually a traditional, more sit-down podcast like this, where we're maybe talking to someone, sharing ideas, information, doing a product review. That's kind of our Wednesdays episodes. And then I'd say somewhere early this year, or do we do, when did we start the Friday charge, Sebastian? Do you know?
We've done it more than 52 times.
So it's been, yeah. So it's, I think we're in our 60s. So probably late 24, we started the Friday charge. It was actually Sebastian's idea. It was a great idea. To where we have kind of like a news recap episode at the end of a week. We just kind of talk about some top stories, give you our feedback, whether you want to hear it or not. So that's kind of how the episode goes. And then we really started pushing out the last few months these episodes and plus additional content on our audio platform as well. So if you're not subscribed to us, or you're not following us on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you get your audio podcasts, do that after this show, after you subscribe to this channel. So that's kind of how the podcast has evolved. And Sebastian will kind of walk you through everything now and kind of show you what that has looked like on paper.
Yeah, so I'm calling this our EV Geek Studios year-end review. So kind of to give you a rough outline of what data I have. So I'm doing data from December 2024 to November 2025. So 12 whole months. it's December 2025 now. I don't have all the data from this month, so it's not included. But I kind of wanted to have this done before the end of the year, just kind of give us kind of, a good wrap up. A little sneak peek. We're going to be doing a award show here soon.
You got some,
it either will come out before or after this. I don't know, but yeah, this should be fun. We've got some surprises cooked up for that one.
Yep,
but anyway, that's not the purpose of this one. This is to talk about how the heck this YouTube thing works for us. And so our first little slide here is going to be a graph. Yay, data.
Yep.
This is and it didn't look like that before I had to open it in Keynote. Long story. I don't have PowerPoint installed on this computer yet for some reason. Anyway. And so this is our views by month. And you can see decent growth throughout the year. High five. And so kind of looking through here, so you can see back in December of 2024, we got, for the whole month on YouTube, 15,101 views. And you can see it creeped up a little bit in January and then just kind of steadied out for a little while. January through March, we were in the low to mid 20s. We had a bad April. Not bad.
No reason why. We don't know why.
No reason why. The YouTube algorithm is hard to figure out. And then May was good. And you can see since May, it's pretty solidly cranked up, except for September. Again, don't know why. And November was our best month yet at 71,114 views. For this 12-month period, December 2024 to November 2025, our channel received 498,761 views.
So just a tad short.
Almost 500,000.
Almost 500,000.
Joel, I won't stop you if you tell people 500,000.
I'm just gonna say 500,000. Yeah.
Okay.
Good job.
And so yeah, that's our YouTube views. We're going to talk more about that later. But to give you more stats, because we mentioned we also do. We'll do this first.
So to kind of give you a little background on that, we don't know why. So if there's some YouTube whispers out there, we have no idea about the line graph going up and down. It's the algorithm. Sometimes it likes us. That's great. And sometimes it doesn't like us. It could have been the content we made that month just wasn't up to par. Who knows? We're still trying to figure out this YouTube algorithm ourselves. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's look at our top videos. What were they?
So yeah, let's talk about our top videos of 2025. Starting with number 5 was our video where we reviewed the 2025 Ford F-150 Lightning Flash. On this video, we published it on June 30th, 2025. It got 15,864 views, 186,239 impressions, and 1,854 watch hours, which, not bad stats for, especially back in June. If you look at our total month of June, we got 37,000 views that month alone. And so it looks like, and most of their videos are not what I'll call evergreen. This
had a little evergreen to it. This kind of held its own for a little bit.
This one did a little bit, but for the most part, they get some initial traction and then they just level off.
Yep.
And so, yeah, if we got 37,000 views in June 2025, and most of them would be attributed to this video probably. Yep. And yeah, this one was cool. I was excited about this one. This was not our first Lightning video. This one performed way better than the Lightning video before that.
But we probably won't be doing any more of them. So
yeah,
rest in peace, Lightning. Rest
R.I.P.
in peace. Yep.
I'm just curious. I need to go back and see how many views we got on our first Lightning video.
While you're talking, I'll do that.
I was getting there. Sorry.
Oh, you were okay.
F-150 search.
Yeah, but it's weird how sometimes we'll review the same car, and whether it's just we probably did a 2024 and then did a 2025, and it just, for those of you out there and you're small YouTubers, you're wondering how the algorithm works. It's odd.
Actually, that was the third time we had done a Lightning video.
That's right. It was.
My bad.
Because we did that one. Didn't Colin have one or something? I think we did that
Colin
one.
had a platinum.
Yep.
We did a 2024 Flash and we did a 2025 Flash.
Yep.
Let's see. So our first Lightning video was a 2022 Lightning Platinum. We got 929 views.
Big difference. Our
second Lightning video was a 2024 Flash. That one was in February 2025. And we got 10,000 views on that one. Not bad.
Not bad.
And then this one got 15,870 or 800. Actually, it's now 1875. It was 1864 when I made the slide.
We're still getting a little more views on that. Good.
Anyway, moving on.
Yep.
Number four. There we go. This one's a recent one.
Yes, it was.
Walmart is building out a huge EV charging network. So this was back in November. We published this November 19th, 2025.
My birthday.
Joel and I found ourselves at a Walmart EV charging station out in the DFW area. And we were like, hey, we should do a quick little video on this. This is kind of a new thing. This is a new CPO, new player in the game. We should just kind of talk about what the experience is like. We should talk about how you activate the app, all that. And apparently it resonated pretty well. We got 17,192 views on that video. And again, that one's only been up since November.
Yeah. And this was one of those spur of the moment videos. We kind of were like, hey, let's outdo video. I mean, we kind of were like, try killing time. It was nothing really planned.
I had no voice.
Yes. Sebastian, maybe that's why it did so well. I don't know.
People felt bad for me. I don't know. Yeah, this one got 17,000 views and 245,000 impressions, and 1,100 watch hours. So this was a shorter video. That's why the watch hours are lower, even though it got spoiler. Sorry. Yep. Even though it got higher views, it was lower watch hours because it was a shorter video. But yeah, this was interesting. Definitely. I thought it was good after I went back and watched it. Other than the fact that I didn't have a voice. Moving on to number 3, our video on the 2026 Hummer EV. So again, this was not our first Hummer video. This, I think, was also our third Hummer video. Technically fourth. Yeah. Anyway, and this video was also published in November. So not that old. November 3rd, 2025. This one got 19,980 views, 244,000 impressions, and 2,600 watch hours. And yeah, again, this was one I was actually really surprised that this one resonated and got as many views as it did, because all of our Hummer content before that didn't get anything.
And we're actually up over 20K now. So
dang.
Yep.
Yeah, that one is one that's actually been more evergreen and kind of held on.
It has. Our first Hummer video got 1.5K.
And our 1,500 after a year.
And our second video, which was 8 months ago, got 1.8K.
Yeah, 1,800.
Yep. So
yeah, this definitely outperformed those by a lot.
By a lot, yep.
Moving on to our next one, number 2.
Yeah.
The new 2027 Chevy Bolt is here. So this is a video that didn't do as well as I thought it would. But when I go and look at other people that were there and other creators, we didn't perform that far off of what they did, especially considering our actual audience side. So ultimately, I'm happy with this one. And this was cool. This was Joel's and I first kind of press media event that we've ever gone to. We got to go to LA for this. This one isn't that old either. This is from October. I stayed up late editing this one. I remember this one. We got back to the hotel at the event at like 9:45.
I went to sleep because I had the horrible cough, and oh god, I don't miss those days.
I think I finished editing it at like 11:30 at night. I uploaded it on the hotel Wi-Fi and scheduled it to release at like 2 a.m.
But this video was interesting, and tell me if I'm wrong, Sebastian. This one pushed out real quick, and then after about 5 or 6 days, it just stopped.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah.
And we've seen that a lot, which, I don't know if that's a us problem or if that's just a how YouTube works problem. But yeah, this one was one that pushed pretty hard for a couple of days and then just kind of died.
We were like, oh my God, this is going to be a great video. And then like at 2:00 in the afternoon one time, it just flat.
But it did good. It was our number 2 video of the year.
Yep.
It got 20,619 views, 208,000 impressions, and 1,700 watch hours.
Yep.
It did good. And I'm still super excited about this car. I'm super excited for it to come out and, all that jazz.
We had a great time. Great time.
Yeah,
Thank you, Chevy. It was a great time.
Thank you, Chevy. Yes. And number 1. With over double number 2. The 2025 Mustang Mach-E video.
Which is still getting views.
Yes, this video was uploaded in June and has not slowed down since it was uploaded. So we published this one June 23rd, 2025. And when I made these slides, it was at 53,000 views, 467,000 impressions, and 5,500 watch hours. This is just overall channel-wide our best performing video ever.
Yep.
And it's still rocking. It's
just
cool.
it
must have been a good video.
Some days, some hours we'll get 5 or 6. Next hour we'll get 10 or 12. It's still consistently in the top 5 of all of the videos. If you look at our top videos of the hour of the last 48 hours, it's always in the top 5.
Yeah.
Which is weird. So do you know what video monetized us?
What video monetized us?
What video was the one that took off that got us to our monetization? So if you don't know, if you don't follow YouTube that much, to get monetized on YouTube within a year, you have to have 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. So that is the metric on YouTube they use to get monetized. Do you know what video it was?
I don't remember.
The EVs you shouldn't buy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It got 44,000 views. That was in 2024 though. But that was the video that set us over the top for our. We already had the subscribers at that time. I believe that was like September of 24. We had already had the subscribers at that one. We don't know why. We just woke up one morning and I said, holy crap, Sebastian, we have 5,000 views in 24 hours. I don't know what's going on. And it just kept going and going and going and going and going. And we got monetized.
And that allowed us to make this video this year. We have a full year of data.
That's right.
So that's our top 5 of the year. You let us know in the comments if you've made it this far, if anything on there surprised you, or if you've been watching us a while, if there's anything you thought would have performed better.
2 Ford videos in the top 5.
Yeah.
2 GM videos in the top 5.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And 1 Walmart. Yeehaw.
Get her done.
Moving on. Let's talk about audio stats, because we've been putting a lot more effort into our audio platforms, or at least Joel has. I can't say we.
It's me. It's my baby.
I export the MP3s sometimes.
Yep. So a lot of the reviews, just to have some weekend content, a lot of the reviews that are on during the week and they really, they get decent views on Spotify. So I guess people like listening to our reviews. So any of the EV reviews that we put out on Mondays, usually the following weekend, we'll put it out on our audio platforms for that.
Yeah. And we're not the only creator that's seen that and does that. I remember at the Bolt event, we were talking to Dave from Out of Spec Dave, and he was talking about a lot of people put like out of spec videos on in the car as they're driving. And it's like, for me, that's something like I wouldn't listen to a car review unless I was also able to see it.
Yep.
Because I want to be able to follow along. But a lot of people just kind of want noise.
Yep.
They don't need the visuals to learn. Whatever. So, that's cool. But yeah, the audio, we're going to talk about it. It's at this point, it's much smaller piece of a pie, but Joel loves it. I think it's important,
It's my baby.
It's Joel's baby.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our graph. So downloads versus listeners. So I thought this was interesting just to kind of see how the audience has changed and then how that has impacted downloads. So in the podcast platforms, downloads is how many times it's been played, essentially. Right? Am I correct on that?
I believe you are correct on that. Yes.
Okay. So you can see this one has a pretty similar curve to our YouTube views, although it has mostly trended. It had the same kind of slow, which is interesting because it's a completely different platform.
Yeah.
You can see we started kind of in December, 2,400 downloads and 1,700 listeners. We cranked up a little bit in January, fell back down in February and March. But in April, we had a good month, which is interesting because April was our bad YouTube month.
Yep.
And then we cranked back down a little bit, May, June, started cranking up in July, and has just gone since then. November, we got 6,700 plays, almost 6,800 plays on audio platforms, and almost 5,000 unique listeners.
Yes. And this is all platforms. So we use a service called Podbean. I love it. It's low-cost service. But the nice thing is about that, you upload to Podbean, it pushes out to all the platforms. So I don't have to go in there and post to Spotify and post to Apple Podcasts, post to Apple Music. It handles all that. And it keeps track of all of our stats too. And we do make a little monetization off this, and Sebastian will show it to you later. Yeah. But it's not as much as YouTube, but it's starting to pick up some. And so, this is like, Sebastian, this has kind of been my pet project, because producing audio only podcast is 50 times easier than doing video and audio podcasts, because you don't have to worry about what's on camera. Basically, you just hit record and record. There's no worrying about any of the audio issues that we have, video issues that we have. It's a lot easier to sit down and do a 10-minute audio only podcast, because editing is so much easier to do that. So, because we're talking about Podbean, and you mentioned it goes to all the platforms. I thought I made a slide for this, but apparently didn't. I do actually have a chart
showing the breakdown for each platform, which I thought was interesting.
Ooh.
Spotify accounts for 49.7% of all of our plays in the last year. Apple Podcast accounts for 28%. 5.3% of our plays are coming direct from Podbean.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On Google Play, on specifically people accessing Podbean in Google Chrome. 4% come from an app called Overcast. 4.2% come from Pocket Casts, and then there's 8.5% of miscellaneous others. Those are all like the numbers were so tiny that they kind of all just get lumped
Amazon,
together.
iHeartRadio, all those. Yeah.
I saw Hisense TV on one of the categories. Someone's listening to podcasts on a TV.
That's cool.
Listening to audio podcasts on a visual device. Wait until that guy finds out we have a YouTube channel.
I know.
Anyway.
I say at the end of every episode, if you want more additional content, head on over to YouTube and subscribe to EV Geek Studios. We have additional EV reviews and EV topics on that channel. I know it off by heart now. I say it at the end of every video. So, yep.
But yeah, I just thought it was interesting when I was looking through the stats and I saw Hisense TV player listed with like 5 downloads.
Yes.
Anyway, so that is our audio stats. Let me get my window pulled back up. I lost it for somehow. There it is.
You moved it to this. There you go. Okay.
All right. It's time for us to talk about the part everyone wants, I'm sure.
Yes.
Money, 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 money.
All those Bentleys were rolling in and Corvettes and.
So just fair warning, there are a lot of numbers on this next page, but I promise I will try to help talk about it. I think it's on the next page. I don't remember.
It's one of the pages.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Break it down for us. Break it down for us.
So here is our handy little table. We got our months on the left. The amount of money we got from YouTube. This is YouTube AdSense revenue. Or just YouTube revenue in general. It's not all AdSense. We'll talk a little bit about that more.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can see in this first column, we have our amount. So you can see in December, we made $92.13. And in November 2025, our best month yet, $806.
Mm-hmm.
So the second column is how much of that money was specifically from playing ads. And you
have a few memberships on the site, not many.
Yeah, and so you can see, for the most part, all the money comes from ads, right?
Yep.
And then you can see the next column is premium revenue. So that is how much money we get because from YouTube not playing ads, but from people that subscribe to YouTube Premium. So typically, if you don't know how this works, YouTube takes a portion of whatever you pay for YouTube Premium and divides that among all the videos you watch. So for most of the time, that means YouTube Premium people pay out more per view than you would get from, say, just a random person. Like, if you make a tenth of a penny from one regular YouTube view, you might get a penny from someone watching on YouTube Premium type thing. Economies of scale type situation.
Yes.
So you can kind of see that there. We get most of our views from people who don't have YouTube Premium. But again, that's in there. I started to put that number in there, but I didn't like the way it was formatted, and that's why I didn't get in there. And then you can see other sources. So this is things like YouTube memberships, super chats, super thanks, whatever. This 98-cent one was a super thanks that a friend of mine put on one of our videos. He paid $3. We got 98 cents of it.
Yeah.
And then you can see our YouTube memberships. We have one member for most of these months, and then we got two.
Yay.
Yay.
Becoming a member. If you're not a member yet, hey, it's $5 a month that helps support
and
our
you can
podcast.
See we keep $350 of it.
We keep $350 of it. We're transparent. So we keep $350 of it. If it's, it doesn't cost much. Cost the, price of a Starbucks.
Yeah. And then this next column is our average CPM for the month. So CPM is basically it's cost per million, but it's not actually a million.
Is it cost or clicks?
No, it's cost.
It's cost. Okay.
So it's cost per million, but it's not actually million. It's basically cost per every 1,000 views.
Yeah.
So that is the average cost, the average amount that the advertisers are paying per every 1,000 views on your channel. Mm-hmm. And this, you can see, directly relates to how much money we ultimately make. Mm-hmm. And so you can see, like, in December, the average was 26. We had a low month in January, and then it's kind of crept up since then, which is good. That means advertisers are willing to pay more money to have their ads run against our content.
Yeah.
Or we're being, getting higher quality ads, things
Yeah.
like that, somewhat.
And what we didn't break down, I'll talk to this butt in real quick. We didn't talk about how this breaks down from full length to YouTube Shorts. So
yes, that is a mess. Shorts pay nothing.
Yeah, we could do a short, it get 2,000 views, we get 11 cents. Basically, that's how that happens. I mean, basically, we just kind of do YouTube Shorts just to keep our viewers engaged, kind of see behind the scenes what's going on. That's kind of the purpose of our YouTube Shorts, to drive more traffic to the channel. But monetization, unless you can get a video that does 1, 2, 3 million views on YouTube Short, you're making anywhere between 5 and 15 cents. So yeah,
real quick, just so people know, because I thought I had put Shorts on here and I must have took it out at some point. Looking at the last year, we'll hit.
I bet you it's less than $10.
So I'm just going to hit in 2025. I don't want to go through and set up a whole filter because, the YouTube dashboard is crazy.
Yep.
So in 2025, so between January 1st and today, we have gotten 106,000 Shorts views. Not bad.
Uh-huh.
And on Shorts, we have made $10.
There you go. So it's, think about 100,000 views and you get $10 from it. So
yeah, from Shorts.
Yep.
Anyway, coming back to my presentation. There it is. This next column is monetized views. So you'll notice this column is a lot lower than our actual total views. That is because not every view is monetized. There could be various reasons for this. Someone clicked on a video and then got off of it before an ad ever played. Someone watched a video and have an ad blocker so that the ads never show up. For whatever reason, there are views that you don't make money on.
Yeah. So here's a question we get a lot, and people ask me, if I were to sit there and put it on loop on my computer, would I get all the views? I mean, the answer is no, because they figure out the IP address. They only give you credit for that one, is what I'm assuming.
Yeah, I believe the answer is no on that, but I actually don't honestly know.
Yeah. So someone knows, put it in the comments. We're curious.
Joel calls me a snob. I've paid for YouTube Premium for longer than I can remember.
Yep.
I haven't seen an ad on YouTube in forever.
I'm cheap and I do not pay for YouTube Premium.
It's like the best streaming service I pay for, honestly. Yeah. It's the one thing I don't think I could ever cancel.
Yep.
And YouTube knows that, and that's why they keep bumping up the price of it.
Yeah, it's like $13 now, isn't it?
I have to do a family plan, so I honestly don't know how much it is.
Yep.
Anyway, but you can see, so our monetized views in the total for the year, we got 246,734, and our total views were 498. And you can see our total for the year in all ad revenue, or just all YouTube revenue, was $3,990 on 500,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. If that's what you were looking for, if that's the number you were looking for, now you know. You can kind of do some math and do your own back of the napkin math, but that's where we're at. And I believe my next slide on this is just kind of a little graph showing the growth month to month. And then, as our channel grew, so you can see we had our best month yet in November. Yay.
So what happened between October and November, Sebastian? Let everyone know. Do you know? There you go. We didn't have a lot more views.
Oh, we're not doubled, but our CPM increased by a lot.
Yep.
And ultimately, that helps. That means, because YouTube, if I remember correctly, so you can kind of guesstimate how much money you make because you get 40% of whatever the cost is.
Yeah.
So if the CPM is $32, so if we get, if YouTube's getting paid $32 for every 1,000 views, we would get 40% of that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if my math works. 3263 times 0.4 is $13.05 for every 1,000. If we got 71,000 views times $13.05, that puts us at we should have got $926. So it's not right, but again, that's an average.
Yep.
So some videos will have worse CPMs, some videos will have better CPMs.
And it's nothing we control. That's up to the advertiser. We'll see some videos where we get $12 CPM, and then some we get $8. Totally up to the advertisers.
And this is, some categories just have higher advertising costs than others. We see when we post videos of luxury vehicles, those typically have higher CPMs. Mm-hmm. They also typically get to a smaller audience, but that audience tends to want more expensive items and therefore has more expensive advertising. Mm-hmm. And then our videos on super cheap stuff gets lower CPMs because they're advertising to regular folk. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about other sources. So one of the other ways a lot of YouTube channels will make money is through affiliate programs. So that is, when people have products and they put links to it in their description or on the screen or whatever, a lot of times those are affiliate links. That means if you click on one and you buy something, the creator who shared the link with you, who drove you to their store, gets a small percentage or cut of that sale. Now, there are requirements. You're supposed to, all these have to be disclosed through FTC. We have a disclaimer in the bottom of every one of our video descriptions telling if you use a link on our video, if you click any link that we share, we may get a cut of it. A lot of times
this does not affect the reviews of our product or anything like that. Yep.
You have to make sure you don't let it influence you, whatever else.
Yes.
We don't.
We have to mark it as a paid sponsorship whenever we upload the video. So yes.
We, in our very short tenure, have made quite a few companies angry.
Yes.
Because they didn't like what we said. I mean, or we do the crappy review and then they try to ask us like, oh, you can't do it. Take it down, whatever. It's like, no. I told you, this is going to be honest. Anyway,
honest review.
But you can see affiliate revenue. This is kind of our other sources, and through other sources, so this is outside of YouTube. Affiliate revenue made up half of that. Mm-hmm. Without getting too much into, I won't get into, we have several different affiliate programs. I won't get into each one individually just because that gets hairy a little bit. A lot of the companies don't necessarily want you to disclose stuff like that, but I can tell you the affiliate total. Yep. We made $553 in affiliate revenue in this time period. Mm-hmm. Pretty good.
Yep.
Not mad about that. $500, man. And using that, we can kind of go look at, so if affiliate revenue was 50%, basically 49.6% of our other revenue. Podbean made up 13.5%. So that is our podcast ads. Podbean is really cool. Really like the platform. We don't have like an affiliate program with them, do we?
Actually, I think you can share a link and get something. I think I told you we need to do that, but we haven't done it yet.
But we don't.
I think
so. This is not an endorsement. This is not an ad. They don't pay me to say
no,
this.
No, wait a minute. I lie. Riverside, who we record we use Riverside to record stuff like this on. They have an affiliate link. So if you wanted to sign up for Riverside and do a podcast like this using their platform, which has been great. They're awesome. Great user support, great online Facebook platforms. With 95% flawless, no issues. They do have one, so if you're interested in doing this podcast, you can check out Riverside. So
yeah. But Podbean, as far as we know, doesn't do an affiliate program, but they legitimately seem pretty great. They're pretty easy to use, pretty easy to work with. And the way their ad marketplace works is, when you upload your episode, they just kind of automatically cut them in.
Yep. Beginning, mid, and end. Three different types. Yes.
And so they handle all of that for you. And then whenever people download and play, you get a some amount of money depending on what ads are in the podcast.
You can control within Podbean if you don't want certain ads. Like if you don't want ads that are political, if you don't want ads that are religious, you don't want ads that are on gambling or alcohol, you can say don't play those type of ads. I think we're pretty much open to everything except for maybe I think I have political unchecked.
We have typical, from what I've looked, because I was in it earlier, and we have the same rules on YouTube. Yeah, we stay away from controversial categories. We don't do gambling ads. We don't do, or at least as far as we know, we don't do gambling ads. We don't do alcohol ads. We don't do political ads, and I think we even have like religious ads turned off. Just because
we actually had to turn something. We had to actually say something. We just got a thing from AdSense about the EU. To asking us if we are using our platform for political ads, and we check no, so they know that we're not doing that. They have to. Some countries make you disclose that.
Yeah, so I mean, we typically just stick away from the controversial categories, but yeah, that's how Podbean works. We have sponsored videos, so we did one sponsored video last year, and it accounted for 32% of our other revenue, which is pretty cool. We have, I think, one member on Patreon that was 3.5% of our other revenue, and this one dot down here that is not labeled at all is our merch sales. We sold we made a profit of total of $12 off of merch.
Doug
last
Wright.
year.
Thank you.
Doug Wright, huge thanks. Thanks for buying 2 t-shirts.
Yes. I technically did buy one when I could have got one shipped for me at a cheaper price.
I didn't put your numbers in
Good.
Here. I actually left them out because I was like, that's dumb.
Instead of requesting a sample, I just bought a shirt. Nice. Channel got $5 for it. Look at that.
But yeah, so Doug, if you watch this, you can go back and look at your receipt and see how much you paid for the shirt and how much we got.
There you go.
And you can see how that economy works.
check our description if you want some merch. It's Christmas time. It's the holidays. Birthday's coming.
Shop.evgeekstudios.com.
Shop.evgeekstudios.com. We got shirts. We got hats. We got stickers. We
have hoodies now, don't we?
We got hoodies. 'Tis the season. We got hoodies. So yeah, I mean, check it out. We don't mark it up stupid high. You know, they're reasonably priced. Shirts are about $20. Hoodies are $28.30. Reasonably priced. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, and this last slide is all our revenue combined. So you can see right now, YouTube takes up 78. We make 78% of our money last year or this year from YouTube.
Yep.
Makes sense. And you can see the other slices, affiliate revenue was 10%, Patreon 0.8%, sponsored video 7%, Podbean 3%, merch was probably 0.1.
0.01.
And so, yeah, that's just kind of how our pie looks. As our channel grows, I would like to see some of these slices get bigger, and maybe the AdSense slice, honestly, as far as total, obviously I want us to make more money from AdSense, but I would like it in the future for maybe AdSense to not be the sole thing we depend on.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
And that's business brain, but
yes.
That's a discussion for another day. There's a lot of work that has to go there before we could say we don't have to rely on YouTube.
Yes. Most people rely on YouTube. So yeah.
Yeah. And so what comes next?
So it's the end of the year, and we kind of want to hear from you. So, we're moving into the new year. We've kind of branded this the channel from the EV Geek podcast kind of over earlier this year. Probably noticed it to EV Geek Studios, because we felt like the content that we were releasing was more than just podcast episodes. We were doing EV reviews. Long-term goal 5-10 years from now was we would have a channel like just for EV reviews, just for podcasts, just for this. That's way down the road. We tried to do our own channel for EV shorts. That didn't work.
And there's a reason, and just so people who maybe don't know how YouTube does this, there's a reason we don't already have different channels.
Mm-hmm.
Each channel has to get monetized.
Mm-hmm.
So just because we're monetized on one channel, if we launch a second channel, that channel then has to get the however many subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours and things like that before it could be monetized.
Yeah.
So in order to start a new channel, you essentially have to start over.
Yes.
And if you start a new channel,
you can't cross post your things. You get copyright issues. So we can't release this video on EV Geek podcast and put this video also on the EV Geek Studios review channel. It's copyright issues and things like that. So you can't cross platform things like that. You'll get copyrighted and you'll get striked.
I think you actually can, but you can't double dip. I don't think you can claim revenue from both sources.
Okay, gotcha.
Because copyright would be against ourselves, and so we would just not do a claim. But yeah, the main thing there is just not being able to double dip, and really, it's just just because someone watches EV Geek Studios. If they watch, if Diane watches this channel all the time, hi Diane. There's no guarantee that if we spin up a second channel called EV Geek Podcast, there's no guarantee that YouTube would recommend EV Geek Podcast to Diane.
Yeah.
So someone in this audience might never know that second channel exists.
Yep.
And conversion's hard.
It is.
Getting people to leave where they're at to go somewhere else is incredibly hard. It's incredibly hard to drive traffic to new locations.
Yes.
And so even if we're in every video, we're like, make sure you go check out blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. It's incredibly hard and incredibly lucky just to get monetized. Like when that video hit 44,000 views, we weren't expecting to get monetized. We were like, you know what? Looking at our trend, maybe early 2025. Oh, excuse me. A yawn came out. Maybe early 2025, we may get monetized. And then within a week, that video takes off and we're monetized. So there's a little bit of luck behind it. So yeah. So kind of just talk a little bit more about what we're planning on doing with this channel. So like I said, I like to use this analogy because I'm a science guy. So if you plant plants, the synopsis of when you plant a tree or a plant is sleep, creep, leap. So if you plant a bush or a plant, the first year it sleeps, you really don't see any growth from that plant. So that was kind of like our 2024. We pretty much slept the whole year. We do a video. Our videos that year probably got anywhere from 200 to 800 views each. Nothing major. Your second year in the world of agriculture is kind of like your creep year. You creep up a little bit slower your second year. That would be our 2025. Hopefully, if this analogy works in the real world, next year will be our leap year, which means we will see hopefully we see a lot more growth, a lot more subscribers, a lot more views. That's what we're hoping. if the analogy works like that. But we're kind of going to do some things a little different. And if you have ideas for us, put them in the comments. If you think there's something that we should do, or that, hey, I think you guys should try this. We haven't experienced doing YouTube lives. We haven't experienced doing Facebook lives or X lives. We haven't done that yet. Maybe that's something we'll try next year. We don't know. But it's there. A lot of people do it, and maybe something we try out with a Friday Charge episode and just see what happens. But that's a possibility. Also, what we're thinking about doing is, if you follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, I do a daily mini Charge episode. It's basically just taking 5 to 10 minutes and just highlighting a topic that's a news topic that's going on that day. It's a real quick synopsis. Like I said, 5 to 10 minutes long. They're really short videos, really short audios. But the goal is sometime next year, maybe to start transitioning some of those over to our platform on days we don't release videos. So maybe on a Tuesday and Thursday, you would get a mini Charge episode, and we'd keep our original content on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So for you who follow us and listen to us religiously, you may start seeing these little mini Charge episodes pop up on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If they work, we'll keep doing them. And if not, then we'll stop doing them. What we kind of tried last week too is, we do our Friday Charge episodes, and I kind of saw this in a couple other YouTube channels as well. And I talked to Sebastian. He says, yeah, I've seen that too. Our Friday Charge episodes can be anywhere from 30, 45 minutes to an hour long, depending on what we have to talk about, depending on what we drove. So we thought about doing is then on the weekend, taking whatever the top story was and just making that top story into its own video. They're called takes. You may see a podcaster who has, one of the podcasters I watch, he does about 45 minutes worth of commentary, and then he brings a guest on and talks to them for about 45 minutes. Well, when he uploads his videos, he has the full video, which is an hour and a half long, but then he also has just a separate video, just his commentary. So in case you don't want to listen to the guest, you just want to hear what he has to talk about, that's a separate video. So like, it doesn't take anything. It's just editing. There's nothing new we have to make. It's just editing and pulling out that one story from our Friday Charge episode and releasing it on a weekend to have some weekend content. So you're probably
this is the kind of stuff that in the future, if we can grow to the point, this stuff might get split off into other channels.
Yeah.
For example, I follow Linus Tech Tips. I'm sure people have heard of him. He's a massive channel, huge scale compared to us. I'm talking, I don't even remember, millions on millions of subscribers. Yes. Every week they do a 4-hour news episode called The WAN Show. And they have a separate channel called LMG Clips, where they will take clips of stories or topics or whatever from the WAN Show and upload it. So maybe you don't want to sit down and watch 4 hours of a WAN show. Especially, it's also a live show. You can go to their clips channel and, watch just a clip talking about X story or Y story, whatever else. And so in the future, maybe that's something we do. Maybe we have a separate channel. But for now, I kind of agree with the idea of taking kind of what the big topic was and putting that in its own subject matter.
Yep. So you'll see some different content from we take all your feedback. We read every one of your comments. We try to reply to every one of your comments, depending how busy. Y'all don't know. Me and Sebastian have full-time jobs. This isn't we don't do this all day, every day. We both work 40-hour weeks, so this is something we do on weekends and nights and things like that. Like right now, it's over 9:00 here right now. We're recording this. It's just, but we like doing it. So we're passionate about it.
This whole thing. And that's why we still are so taking input and we're being open with you guys. This whole thing's an experiment, man.
Yeah.
I'm just having fun.
Yep.
I have a full-time job. As you see before, this doesn't pay enough for this to be my full-time job.
Remember, you saw that revenue that basically gets split in half. I mean, basically that's what happens.
We have an LLC and we split in money. And honestly, we don't even split it in half.
No.
A decent chunk of that money goes into our reserves for our business so that we can go travel and go do stuff.
Or it goes to pay for, it goes to pay for Riverside and Podbean and other things that we have to pay for each month to keep this podcast.
That would maybe be an interesting episode. Maybe when we get bigger or have more money.
That's right.
How do we spend money?
How do we spend it? I mean,
not just how do we make money? How do we spend money?
Yeah. It's nice when going to like when we went to Dallas and, that was a business trip. When we went to Electrify Expo, it's nice knowing that we have reserves in our account to pay for that trip. It's not coming out of my pocket. It's not coming out of Sebastian's pocket. We have a nice chunk of reserves to help pay for stuff like that. Or if we need new microphones or we need something else or we need a new camera, we have those reserves built up in there so we can dip into it and get that without, putting the channel in debt. So, yeah.
Right. Or just having it be personal purchases.
All right.
But yeah, so go ahead. Sorry.
All right. So I got nothing else to say. We're going to kind of wrap it up here. Like I said, like Sebastian said at the beginning, we're just being transparent about our channel because we know people are curious. Like, oh, because when people say, "Are you monetized?" You're like, yeah. Like, how much you make? Like 50,000 last year. I'm like, no, no, anything like that much. So yeah, just being transparent. Plus, we know there's a lot of other people out there who are getting into. We're a small channel, you know. People are like, oh,
there's a lot of small channels out there.
There's a lot of small channels.
I'm super proud of the fact that we're at 7,000, and that's bigger than tons of people.
Mm-hmm.
That's still so small in the grand scheme of things.
Yep.
And I'm super grateful to be where we are. I'm super happy that we're here. I'm super pumped that, you know, people watching this video, that people care what I think, that people...
We're happy that when we go places, people say, hey, it's the EV Geeks now. We like people like all of 2 people that's happened with, you know, and then they say, hey, it's the EV Geeks. They come up to us and want to take a picture. You know, that's the kind of why we do this. It's just interacting. And we've met great people throughout this. And that's one thing, you know, we talked about, you know, we just recently crossed, I think, total for the channel, like 7,000 subscribers and 700,000 views for the channel. I'm like, and we've met some amazing people. We got to talk with some amazing people. We got to go to some really cool places just for us getting on and chatting about electric vehicles. So yeah.
And you know, those numbers like a year and a half ago, never would have dreamed.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, like I've said, I think a couple times already, this is just for fun.
It is.
It's like, I'm excited to see growth. I want it to grow. I want it to succeed. You know, I would love to someday make enough money, but I don't have to work no more. Or my work can be fun.
Yes. Hopefully that helps out a little quicker because I'm a little older than you. So I like to get to I got 20 years on you. So hopefully I get to the retirement crib before you do. So we'll see about that.
But at the end of the day, if it never gets there, that's fine. I'm having fun. As long as I keep having fun, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yep. We don't log in every day to see how much money we made. We, you know, just happy to see people watching our videos, happy to see people commenting on our videos, and happy people are saying, hey, I love this. I love what you're doing. Keep up the good work. And that's kind of why we do this.
And people telling me to wash cars and all that. It's like, I love interacting with people. It's all fun.
Yeah, some positive, some negative, but we'll take the interaction. So go and get better.
We get crazy comments where people think they know better than multi-billion-dollar companies. I mean,
yes.
Sometimes we think we know better than multi-billion-dollar companies.
So yeah. All right. I think that's it, Sebastian. You want to take us out?
Yeah, that's a wrap for today's episode. Thank you all for plugging into EV Geek Studios. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. And I don't know if we're going to post this on audio platforms. There was a pretty decent slideshow in there, but we might. But if you happen to hear this on an audio platform, be sure to follow us on that platform. Like it, subscribe, whatever terminology your individual platform uses. It does help us grow. So long, everyone, and we will see you on the next episode of, well, it's not the EV Geek Podcast. It's just EV Geek Studios. So long, everyone.